What's going on, guys? This is Play by Play Tech episode 33. I'm your host, Moandogg, with my co-host, Max Chambliss. What's happening? I got tongue twisted there for a quick second.
No, it's all good. It's late. What's going on, everyone? How's everything going?
Right. Everything's been sweet. What you been doing this week, Max?
You know what? I'm still playing a medium. I know I keep saying that each episode, but
is it still capturing you though?
Yeah, I think it's a great game. It just the thing is I have a limited time to really play games, so I'm just taking my sweet old time with it. So yeah. So
is that the only one you've been playing?
Yeah, that's the only game I've been playing. I haven't been playing anything else. Yeah, I do want to get in some other games, but it just, like I said, I've just been busy. So
yeah. Well, I've been all over the map. I've actually finally put Call of Duty down, and I know, man. So I haven't cut the Xbox on in about 2 weeks now, because I've been on the PlayStation still playing Destruction All Stars. That still has me wrapped around the finger, and I have downloaded Little Nightmares 2 and Resident Evil 3, and I've been loving Resident Evil 3. That game's amazing. I heard it was short, and I think I'm at the end of it, because I'm at try not to give it away, but I'm at the end where I think I'm about to defeat Nemesis, and that's going to beat the game. But I've only played it maybe 3 times, but yesterday I streamed for like almost 5 hours, but I played Little Nightmares 2 first, and then I streamed the rest of Resident Evil. I didn't get off Resident Evil last night till like 2 in the morning. I got so wrapped up into it. The game's amazing. And I guess I got to play Resident Evil 2. I believe a lot of people were saying Resident Evil 3, the remake, was not really a long game. But I heard 2 was, much longer because, from what I understand, I remember on the PlayStation, you would pick your character and you would play their story in the beginning. So I don't know if they kept that same aesthetic, as far as playing that game. But if it is, I'm looking forward to it, because I think Resident Evil right now is like $15, Resident Evil 2. So
yeah. It's a great buy and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's like 15
I
bucks.
played a little bit. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't have a chance to really dive into it. I only did like the beginning of the game and stuff like that, right when everything started to go crazy.
Then the beginning of the game, they go to like the police station. That's how it was on the PlayStation 2. Either you pick as Claire or
Well,
Leon.
you talking about Resident Evil 3?
2.
No, Resident Evil 2. No, it starts off. So how they started off, Resident Evil 2 is they'll start you off as you'll stop at a gas station, and then from the gas station you go as in walk into the police station and stuff. Like once you hit the city, and then from the police station, that's where you pretty much do the majority of the whole story.
Okay,
And
yeah,
then
because part 1 was just pure mansion, I believe, with just Jill.
yeah,
if I can remember. And then what are you fighting in? Like a Titan or something? That wasn't that the name of it? I mean, they're all Titans,
I
Mr. X and Nemesis, but they're all different, versions of them. Yeah.
So one, I really don't remember. That was 2. Yeah, is Mr. whatever it is, Mr. X or whatever it is. So yeah, that game is fun. I think Resident Evil 2, they did the perfect remake and stuff of that game. I mean, it captured everything that was on the original Resident Evil 2. And Resident Evil 3, I played a little bit of it. I haven't had a chance to really play that much. I know I got to the first part. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, I beat the game, the remake on Xbox. But yeah, Resident Evil 3, that's the one I'm still working on. I just got to the part where I got to the umbrella soldiers on the train, subway train. So that's the part that I'm at right now. So
and then I've been trying to play the games, get a little horror thing going on, but Resident Evil 2 turned into, I mean, not 2, Resident Evil 3 turned into more like of a elite action game more so than it's scaring me. I mean, there's parts that do it, but but I thought I was going to get a really good scare out of Little Nightmares. To me, the game is not scary. It does put you at the edge of your seat though. I will say that. But as far as like I don't know, maybe I don't have my headphones turned up enough or whatever. But when I was playing it's very engaging. It's very fun. It keeps you engaged. I do like the whole fact that you got to kind of figure things out. And there's like no help to tell you what button to mash and all that stuff. It was frustrating in the beginning because I was like, man, like I don't know what to do. There's no tutorial, no nothing really. And something finally came up. I think if you get stuck for a while, something will come up and it'll guide you. But from my understanding, from what I'm seeing online, everybody's playing the game. The game is awesome. I see a bunch of TikTok videos that are very funny with the game of people screaming and all that stuff, and I get a really good laugh out of it. But I'm into that. I'm deep into that. What's funny is I'm playing all of the games that kind of feel like, because that game feels like an indie game, and so does Destruction All Stars, because they're not AAA titles, So and they've just been grabbing my attention more so like than AAA titles. Maybe because I've played all the AAA titles and I'm looking for something new and I'm playing these. I don't know. I mean, again, got to get back on Assassin's Creed. I got to get back on the Medium. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. Once I finish Resident Evil. Well, I do what I want to play. I'll probably play Resident Evil 2. But I do want to play Resident Evil 7. So because doesn't Village tally off of that?
Yeah, so it continues the story. I think it's like a couple years. I believe it's 3 years after the event of Resident Evil 7 and stuff. I've been playing that's the funny part. So I haven't beat 3, but I beat 4 and I beat 5, and I beat 6, and 7. 6 was 6. I'll tell people to avoid. Yeah, 6 wasn't all that great, but that's where it got into way too much action into it. It wasn't like horror. It was just way over the top. It wasn't scary at all. It was just it felt like more of a time crisis, House of the Dead type stuff, like a shooter, like a zombie shoot and stuff. But anyway, Resident Evil 7, I just started playing that. And that's a really fun game. I think it's really good too. That first person perspective really gets you. But yeah, it takes 3 years from the time Resident Evil 7 started. So yeah, I got to get back to playing that game too before I play Resident Evil 8. So But
yeah, I downloaded it
yeah.
for PC from the Xbox Game Pass. So and I played the beginning of it where you run the guy over with the car in the garage. Now that one had me at the edge of my seat because I mean the way they integrate the whole movement and the physics and stuff of when like you feel like you just hit the button and run away from him, but you're doing all this media scene behind it, and the guy is actually trying to gather his thoughts and gather his you know what he's trying to do, and then you're like, oh my god, this guy's about to catch up. I fell on the ground. I need to get up. So I mean, it just drives you nuts. Trying to get away from stuff or moving around and stuff is not. It's not like old school. I remember, off the original Resident Evil games, forward was the go. So if you turned if you turned a certain kind of way, you had to run with somebody. You had to turn first and then go. But that made you feel like you can get away fast. You can't do that with these new games now because they want to make it so much more real. If you were to actually fall, this is what it would look like you trying to get up, and it just makes it more scarier to me. So
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, hey,
so
yeah, hey. So I'll get back on the Xbox eventually. I just haven't been on it. I know my people's been missing me playing Modern Warfare, but I got all these other games I'm gonna play. See what I did last year. That's all I was playing, and all my video games sat here. So I'm trying not to do that this time.
yeah. That's the same thing for me. It's like I used to buy things or pre-order things where I always keep on saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this game on day one, but it's like I don't know. It just seems to me. It just seems to me like right when I get the game and stuff like that, like damn, I get distracted with something else, and then just sit there and it's just like Assassin's Creed for like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I spent like $119 or $120. I played the game and not even really play it. I mean, I played it a lot, but I haven't played it like how I was supposed to. And now it's going on discount for like $80 or $70 and stuff like that for the Ultimate Edition. Now I could have just waited because I'm playing all these other games. So it's just like one of those type of things. I could just wait.
Well, they make you feel like everything's limited, right? And it makes you feel like, oh my god, this is going to sell out. That's actually what happened with Final Fantasy for me, Final Fantasy 7, because I bought the deluxe edition. Because I was going to pay the whole $300 and something for the whole trophy thing, but I've used my sentence and didn't buy it. So when I bought the deluxe edition in GameStop, and I got it from GameStop, this was my last days of GameStop, and the order didn't come. So I'm like, man, it was like, well, you can still hold on to it, and it was at the beginning of the the pandemic. So at the time I understood, and they the game came out, so I bought a digital too. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy the collector's deluxe whatever edition I got, and then I'll just play it off the digital. I'll have to open it and it'll be worth something later. And literally like 2 or 3 or 4 months passed, and GameStop was still telling me, yeah, the game is going to be here, the game is going to be here. I'm like, man, like I really want this. I trusted in y'all because some stores were telling you to go to different GameStops to get one, but I didn't want to. I knew mine was locked down. I had it paid off, so I didn't want to have to have a refund, wait for it, and then try to go get another one. So I took their advice and called another GameStop. They had it on spot. So I'm like, man, so I went and bought it. So I actually had 2 deluxe editions, and then I bought it, and then I got it. And I went back to the other one and got my money back. They gave it back to me instantly, so I could have literally went to the store, got my money back instantly, and went around the corner like I did, and went to the other GameStop and got it. But by me saying all this is that it just didn't feel like it was something that I needed to get because I was able to find it easily, with the whole collector's edition thing. And it doesn't seem like you don't feel limited anymore with all these new games. They say like because you can go to Best Buy and you'll see all the legendary edition stuff on the floor and all the stuff that they have. And I was like, man, I thought once you buy the first rounds of it, they're done. It doesn't seem that way.
Yeah. It just it's interesting. Yeah, when it comes to that.
So, all right, well, let's move on to one of our topics. You know what? This is something that we don't normally talk about, but Max and I are both excited about this. You might know what I'm about to pull up. But
which one? Oh yeah.
So we're not a comic show. I mean, we could talk about it, but I mean, this right here just blew my mind when I saw it. I mean, this is what Justice League should have been. So this will probably make me get HBO Max. I've been holding off on HBO Max. But everything seems to be coming out on this first. So I want to see this bad. I really do.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it seems. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. So we'll see and stuff. So yeah, just I really hope that movie itself redeem itself. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but yeah, we'll see. It says it's supposed to be a 4-hour long movie, so I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it just Zack Snyder. I think he's a really good director, but his movies with me has been kind of like a hit and miss.
Yeah.
So for me specifically, I'll say 300. Phenomenal movie, hands down, phenomenal. I don't care what anybody say. 300 was
300 was really good.
Yeah, it was one of the best movies I think he has done. And then when he did the Man of Steel, I thought the Man of Steel was
amazing.
Good. Yeah, I thought that was really good. Batman versus Superman. That's where I was just like, I wish. And this is my whole thing about that movie. My thing is he should split that movie up. He should have did the first part where
like Marvel Batman.
Did. Yeah, which they should have done. They should have did it like as in Batman versus Superman, the first part, and then the second part is when they get together, and that's where they fight. Lex Luthor or whatever the case may be. With that I can't even think of the creature's name anymore.
General Zod or Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday. I can't believe that escaped me. But it wasn't. This said it was Doomsday, but I don't think that was really Doomsday.
No,
but
that was a stupid iteration of Doomsday.
Yeah, they should have just separated the movies. I think that would have been a lot better. Just as a movie version and stuff, and then Kick Punch. I forgot about Kick Punch. He did Kick Punch. The movie was okay, but it was just a lot of mixed reviews. I can see why people hated it, and I can see why some people like it too. But it's just the thing is,
which one was that one?
So that was one with where you had
was that the girl?
Orphanage?
Yeah.
It was Orphanage.
I actually liked it. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, they got mixed reviews. Some people liked it and some people didn't like it and stuff. So I liked the movie, but a lot of people didn't. So it's just the thing is with him, it's just been a hit and miss with him. And just the thing is with Justice League, it wasn't. I'll say that it wasn't his fault, and I can say that because a lot of things was happening in his life and stuff. But at the same time, too, I kind of wish they would have held or pushed that movie back until it was actually ready, or when he was ready to come back and finish the movie. They shouldn't have had. They shouldn't have had the studios try to finish it, and then with I can't even think of the other guy, the one that did the Avengers. Dang, I don't know why my memory is it's terrible right now.
I thought the brothers were the folks.
No, the one that did the first Avengers. I'm gonna have to look this up, but I don't know why my memory is is being crazy. I used to know all this stuff. I think it's just because so much stuff the Avengers movie. But why are we doing that? I'm just saying that they could have just waited for that. So
I will say the Batman versus Superman one. I thought it was mixed with me, but I was more on a liking the movie scale more so than everybody else. I kind of liked it a little bit more than having mixed feelings about it. Yeah, Joss Whedon. Yep. Yeah. So and I think they took. I know people are gonna hate me saying this, but this is how I feel. Michael Keaton to me is probably the best Batman ever. His
he is. Hands down. I don't care.
Was amazing.
I don't care what anybody say. Yeah, he is. He is the best Batman.
Yeah.
Period.
So
I don't care what anybody say.
But this is how
And
I
then,
compare. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say it's gonna be Michael Keaton is number one. I don't care what anybody say.
Mm-hmm.
Then it can say, and then my second, and people may hate me for this and stuff, but I really like Ben Affleck as Batman.
I was just getting ready to get there. I was just getting ready to say that. I was just getting ready to say that. And there's a reason why.
I wish they really give this guy Ben Affleck a chance and give him his own movie as Batman.
Yes.
The third one, I would say, damn, why I can't even think of people's name anymore. The one that played in Batman, The Dark Knight, and
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Yeah, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Christian Bale. Yeah, it's gonna be Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. Christian Bale, and then the fourth one is gonna be George Clooney, and then Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer did okay and stuff like that.
That was a good order.
Yeah, but that's kind of like my top five and stuff. I'm not including the TV Batman and stuff like that. I'm talking about Michael Keaton. Keaton he's the one that did the voice.
Yeah.
and that's where the Batman animated series came from, because of that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he had once he came up with that voice, I was just like, you know what? And that was my childhood too. That was like, I remember going to the movies to see that and stuff. So he is Batman. So I just can't wait to see him playing. He's supposed to be playing Batman Flashpoint and stuff.
Well, I hope that because the point I was going to make, and it's the reason why I was going to say Ben Affleck is the second best one, is because they integrated Michael Keaton's Batman with this one, and the reason why I say that is because in the first Batman they thought he was completely invincible, like he can't be touched. And when you saw the guys trying to shoot him and take him down, like the bullets was bouncing off, I was like, I'm like, that's how Batman's supposed to be. You know, I hated that he got stabbed because Batman usually don't get touched. And that's why I didn't like Christian Bale's Batman too much, because he was really a weak Batman. You know, and I hated that. Like, you know, his armor was dubbed down and all that stuff. It was cool looking though. I did like, I think the what was it? Which one was the Joker in? The Dark Knight?
Yeah, it was the Dark Knight and Batman.
That is the best story Batman. That like they like.
Oh yeah, the Dark Knight by you mean Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger, he played the best Joker, man. You can't beat that. He was the
best. Yeah, he hands down was the best.
Yeah,
Joker. Period.
Yeah,
and stuff.
So the Ben Affleck, like they really, like when his fight scene came on, I was so hyped. And the way they executed it, I'm like, that's how Batman's supposed to be, right there. How come they just can't make all Batmans like this? You never saw a fight scene like that off of the Christian Bale's. Again, the closest thing to it was the Michael Keaton one, and then a lot of them was more PG-13 rated on all the George Clooney, the Val Kilmores, and all that stuff. But which they had good storylines, because people was just excited to see the last armor at the end of all of those, and they were excited for the villains that were on those. You know, and I think Jim Carrey did a good job as Riddler. I thought he was funny.
I think it just got too kiddish. I guess I could say it was more family friendly than what Michael. See, that's the thing is about what ended up happening is like Michael Keaton. He set a standard of how Batman's supposed to be, and then the studio just saying like, no, we need to, you know, Batman Return was a great movie, the one with Catwoman and Danny DeVito as the Penguin and stuff, but. Right when those two movies came out, and then it was coming out with a third one. That was one with Val Kilmer. That came out. That was the Riddler. That's where it took a shift for the worse because they were trying to cater towards like kids, family, and they should have just kept on going to that whole adult theme, like kept on going adult theme, and they should have kept on pressing the envelope. But no, they
what's funny is like the cartoon ones are violent, and I love them.
All
of the new DC, like the DC animations and the cartoons, they got that on lock. I'm sorry, DC has that on lock. Marvel has the movies, but as far as the animation, like I love watching all of the new DC animated movies that come out. They're just amazing with bloods and killing and guts and all that stuff. I'm like, now, this is awesome. Maybe the movie should be like this. From the Batman is supposed to be like that, but I don't know how much I'm gonna like the Batman because this is in the beginning where he makes mistakes, and I don't ever want to put in my head that Batman made any mistakes. That's just how I am. That's what I think of him.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm really excited to see that movie as well because I mean, I think Warner Brother or DC was really Warner Brothers now is taking an approach. Now they are open to say like, yeah, there are different universes where Batman can exist, and now that's what they're doing. So they supposed to do a Ben Affleck Batman, but they may do it as a series like on HBO Max, which I'm down for.
Yeah, that's cool.
I hope they do that.
You got Marvel doing that with a couple movies. I'm still watching WandaVision.
Well, WandaVision.
Falcon is coming out. Yeah,
Falcon.
WandaVision is awesome.
And Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming out next month in March, and then you got Loki the month
Loki.
that.
I forgot about that.
So they got some hitters and stuff, and I think DC gonna have to do the same thing too, but we'll see and stuff. I know he went on this little tangent and stuff, so let's go ahead and jump back in.
The WandaVision, people stop I told everybody, stop judging that movie when the first 3 episodes came on. I was like, trust me, like just keep watching it, and the plot is finally starting to kick in. They took a real slow time doing it, but the plot is finally kicking in. Yeah,
I thought it was good because
the internet was blowing and tearing it apart.
It was a montage to all the old TV shows back in the era, and I thought it was great and stuff like that. From I Love Lucy to Bewitched to, I mean that's like Nick and Night type shows. It was just it was perfect, and then it went to the 70s with the whole it just they did a montage of everything and stuff. It was just really good, and then like the last episode. That I'm not doing any spoilers, but they did a copy or a montage of Malcolm in the Middle in the 90s and stuff like that. So it just, to me, I thought it was just good. It's just like each era that they do is I think it's great. Kids probably might not recognize it and say like, what is this and stuff like that, but that was just kind of like our era during that time, during the Wonder Years, the Family Matters, to Step by Step, and Malcolm in the Middle and stuff like that. We watched a little bit of Bewitched and Dick Van Dyke and stuff like that, but that was Nick and Night. That was like our parents' years, but it was the fact that we appreciated that because we knew where that was coming from. So seeing all that into that TV show that you don't see, because you don't see TV shows like that anymore. So I think that's really good what they did. So I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. So that's just my opinion.
All right. So the next one is one of our biggest. Max, you got me started on this one.
Which one?
The headset. So this is a big deal. So go ahead and lead with it, Max.
Man, so they just announced this. It was yesterday that they just did this. So I'm just gonna pretty much just give you the lowdown on this. So Microsoft haven't came out with a headset in quite some time.
I don't even think they came out one last generation. Not even for the 3.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
they came out one for the 360. Yeah, and everybody remember how garbage that was. It was a cool idea. I will say this because they had that. It was a Bluetooth headset you put in your ear and stuff, and it had like the little mic and stuff like that. But everybody said the mic was just so terrible. But with this, the reason why I think it's going to be great is that let's just start off with the audio. So the audio that they're going to have is they're going to support spatial sound technology that includes the Windows Sonic. They're going to do Dolby Atmos and DTS X, DTS Headphone X for audio. That's pretty much all the sound formats that you could think of. Also, to the volume control is just like how their other Microsoft headphones are, where you could turn the module on from turn the volume up or turn the volume down. and you could either turn game chat higher or lower depending on the game that you're playing. So that's another benefit. It's a 15-hour battery life with one charge.
Yeah.
Another benefit to this is that I think people are really not really talking about, but I think is something that needs to be talked about. When you take it out of the box, the headset doesn't have a dongle, so you don't have to plug this up to to the Xbox, your USB part. How the way they were showing is that it's pretty easy because it's they connecting it through a Bluetooth. So pretty much you just pair it just like how you do your controller, and once you pair it, you have everything there. It got sound settings, so you could change. You could switch up the settings however way you want based on the sound preference that you want. Now, of course, they're gonna have the pre-settings from game, movies to high bass music and all that great stuff. Another great benefit is that it's supposed to have like an auto mute when you move up the mic up and down. So that's a great feature, and the best feature of all. And I'm not thinking is I think it's really good. It's only $99.
I know, man. And you know
cheap.
what? I'm pretty sure it would have been more expensive because if you look at it, he took a lot of the aspects out of the Surface headphones. But I think the only reason why the price is the way it is because PlayStation priced theirs at $100. So they knew that if it would have been any more than that, nobody was buying it. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, the only bad thing I would say is a caveat, but the PlayStation have the same thing. Like for me, I'm using my PlayStation headset right now to hear moan and stuff like that. So I love these things. For $99, you can't beat that. I don't care what anybody say. Anybody can say the mic is terrible. I don't think the mic is terrible. I mean, that's just I did a demo between the Astros and this, and they almost on the same level and stuff. I think the Astros are a little bit better, but I think the PlayStation is for $99. You can't beat that shit. You can't beat it at all. So you could update your microphone and just set the preference on there just to work on it. But the only downside I would say for the headset, and they didn't talk about this in Microsoft, is that it's not noise cancellation from what I'm looking at here. So that's probably the only negative. But other than that, you get all these features for $99.
Yeah.
You can't I'm all over beat that.
I'm all over that.
$99.
Has the ones that you have, the PlayStation one, have they started being widely available or just still sold out everywhere? I haven't looked into it because I've been so busy.
You know what? I ain't even pay attention. Once I got these bad boys, I know they've been sold out for a while.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked to see if they have in stock. I know they've been sold out. I think the last time I took a look at this a couple weeks ago, it was sold out. So like I said, people just have to look at this periodically. People keep on saying that PlayStation, the headsets are terrible. To me, they're really not. The only issue that I have with these is that I kind of wish they have noise cancellation on there. Mm-hmm. And besides that, I mean, the sound. Yeah, for me hearing this, using the sound quality is awesome. I mean, the mic is okay. I'm not saying it's spectacular, but it's good and stuff for $99.
How does the mic pick up? Because there's no thing hanging in front of your mouth. Is it vibration?
It's some type of.
Okay.
I really don't know. It's like it's a mic. It's somewhere. Yeah, actually, it's right here. Yeah, so there's a mic on my left hand side where you could hear, or you can hear me as I'm talking and stuff. So there is a setting on the PlayStation 5 where you can adjust your mic volume or the clarity of it based on your preference and stuff. So I thought that was one of the good things about it. So it's just the thing is people are giving this a lot of crap. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you buy, I don't know, Turtle Beach or Astros, or
I would never buy another Turtle Beach product ever again.
Well, I would just say this, like Astros, or if you buy, let me see, I'm just trying to come up with some headsets to top of like I said, if you buy those real expensive ones, like $300 ones, yeah, they may be a little bit better and stuff. But at the same time too, I have the Astro 850, but I have the Gen 3 version. they're great and all, but I spent $250 for it, but it's really supposed to be $300.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were great during the time, but it's just now with those Astros, I'm having some serious dropouts. I think the sound is great, but the dropouts are it's really awful.
Yeah.
And if you heard me a couple of podcasts ago, I couldn't hear anything because the signal kept on dying. And so then that was one of the things that was like making me irritated. And it's just like I'd rather just buy something that is built for the system. And so with Xbox not having a dongle and stuff, that was one of the things that I'm just saying. It was just a no-brainer for me. It's just like I think it's I'm hoping that they hit a home run on this one, but I already pre-ordered it, so I think it's a must-buy in my opinion and stuff. It's only $99, so it's not like you paying $200 or $300. It's a pretty good price for these headsets. And like the PlayStation 5, I thought it was a good buy too because it was made for the PlayStation and I could do everything that I need to do. I don't have to go in these settings. I don't have to update on the PC and stuff like that. Everything is taken care of from the PlayStation. But that's just my perspective.
Yeah.
So I know other people are diehard headphones and stuff. Like I said, I love headphones, but I really like listening to my home theater better. So that's just my perspective. So
yeah, but how often you get an opportunity to do that?
that's like kind of like the downside.
Same here.
It depends.
Same here.
Yeah, it all depends. Well, I know once I get the basement done and stuff like that, I know I'm
but you're going to soundproof that a little bit more, huh? You have to really.
Oh yeah, no, already going to soundproof it. I already got it invested already.
Good, good. Same. We got a few things that we're trying to do, so that we're going to get done actually soon. So I'm looking forward to it. But other than that, let's move on. Here's a subject that's kind of been out there with PlayStation. The lawsuit with their controllers. So that kind of sucks. I mean, because I know the big lawsuit is out on the Nintendo with their analog.
You talked about this. I think you talked about this last podcast or podcast.
Yeah, people were complaining about it. Now they have the lawsuit out. So it's I don't know. I don't think it's going to hurt PlayStation at all, if you want my opinion. So,
yeah.
They got the money, they can do it. Here's another one that I sent you. Of all these games that are 60 FPS on PlayStation. So, funny thing about this, like, when we were talking about these consoles when they were coming out, Xbox was so up here with the whole performance thing and what they can do and what they, this and the competition doesn't have this, doesn't have that. And, ever since the PlayStation's been out, the PlayStation 5, they've kind of been overperforming compared to the competition. I mean, they don't have all the features that Xbox has, but they have like 90% of them. And they've just been executing it well. And when I found this is actually pretty old. When I found this, I was actually surprised at all of the 60 FPS games. I couldn't believe it. And of course, when I'm playing now, Resident Evil is on here. Here it is. Resident Evil 3, 2, 7. This is a good template, man. If you just want to do 60 FPS gaming, I mean, it's right here. Dude, even the Battlefronts are 60 FPS. Sackboy, of course. But I was excited when I saw this, when I ran across this. I think this came out last month or so. Every time I get ready to play a game, I always look at this first before I do. I know that we talked about Final Fantasy eventually coming over to the 60 FPS, so I really can't wait for that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. I mean, they haven't announced anything yet, but we'll see.
Yep, but other than that, the only last thing I have is let's see here, is that Halo 3 is getting a new map.
No, hold on for a minute. We still besides that, no. We still gotta talk about what Microsoft is. Yeah, no, we gotta go back to Microsoft because Microsoft had their frame. No, because Mo, you showed me the PlayStation list, but Microsoft just announced today that they just can't. They're coming out with a frame per second boost mode for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, that's the one you sent me. I couldn't really.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that?
So they could double the frame rates in games. So so I'm going off the Verge article if anybody is interested. But so pretty much frame rate, I'm just paraphrasing this right now. So frame per second boost features the latest in Xbox Series X and Series S console that's designed to make existing games run better. So what they doing is they focusing on the backwards capability for his for the latest Xbox console. So especially designed to improve older games without developers having to put any additional work.
That's
So
awesome.
they don't have to ask the developers to go back into the code and update it to boost out the frame rates and stuff like that, because that's a lot of work and stuff, because depending on how it's code, and they probably have it locked at 30 frames per second, it's kind of like
that's why
they need
it's
money.
such a slow rollout, because they wait on developers to do it.
Yeah.
But if the console's going to do it itself, this is awesome. If it executes it right. To me, this reminds me of, I may be completely wrong because I didn't look into this, but this really feels like NVIDIA's DLSS, where they're able to take what you have and make it better.
Well, this is what they, so it's only for a few games right now, but they're saying they're going to launch thousands of games is going to happen in the future. But what this is some games will nearly double the frame rates. He said, for instance, the games that support the frame per second boost are Far Cry 4, Super Lucky Tail, Sniper Elite 4, which I thought was interesting that PlayStation is doing this. PlayStation 5 had the same thing. UFC 4, Watch Dogs 2. And it said the improvements vary across games, but the new Super Lucky Tails now running at 120 frames per second. And UFC includes a 60 frame per second performance mode on the Xbox Series S specifically. And how would you know if this game has it so just like the HDR indicator that pops up on the Xbox Series S and Series S when you play like backwards compatible games, it shows like a little indicator when you open up the menu, and you'll see like the timing, you'll see auto HDR. Right below that, the auto HDR, you'll see a frame per second boost underneath. That's where you know that the game is being enabled. So this is just the beginning for just those handful of games. But what they are really trying to do is they're trying to implement this on all their backwards compatible games. So this is really, 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 really good.
That's
news.
awesome. That's awesome.
So it's just the thing is like, just like how I mentioned before, people are just talking about, I'm waiting for a lot of these next gen games and stuff. Believe me, I am too. But Microsoft is really working hard on the backward compatible games, because like for me, I have so many games on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. It's crazy. I can't, like I said, I got hundreds of games. And just for me, just to go back on certain games that like Batman Arkham Asylum, or Batman Arkham City, or the last Batman game, I can't think of it. But
Arkham Knight.
Yeah, Arkham Knight. Mm-hmm. So just think about, well, Arkham Asylum, they did do an upgrade. It was years ago where they upgraded the graphics, and I think they did it at 60 frames, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me on that. But just think about Arkham City or Arkham Knight and stuff. Think about if they got a resolution boost from 1080p to 4K, and they had the frames at 60. That would change the whole game. Yeah. That would change the whole game right then and there. But and that's just me. I'll replay that whole game again and stuff. And sometimes I try to replay the whole game again, but it's just, the thing is that 30 frames, it's really hard to do that. And once you start seeing higher frames, you start playing those type of games at higher frames, it's really hard to go back. On the old game, on the old 30 frames and stuff like that. It's doable, but once you see it, it's feel like you're spoiled, and you just like, I just can't go back.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I've been saying that from the beginning, ever since I've been doing 144 hertz 8 years ago. That's why I got to the point where I stopped playing consoles for a while. Literally, I think I took a break from consoles for like 2 years at one point. Still had them though. They were sitting there collecting dust, but I didn't touch them. And when I started PC gaming a lot, but then I started veering back into the console space when all of our friends had the same consoles and that stuff, and I started playing on a controller again. And then now consoles are, you might as well say they're PCs. They have PC parts in them. They still have proprietary hardware, but I mean they're executing. 60 frames feels. I will say 60 frames back then and 60 frames now feels totally different. I remember 60 frames back then, it wasn't as smooth as it is now. And maybe it's because of VRR and all this stuff that they have, or whatever technology, or I'm sorry, the VSync, because that's what's been out for ages. And back then you didn't have all that stuff, so a lot of stuff plays much smoothly. But now, nobody touches VSync, really anymore. But it just feels totally different. So, I can still tell the difference between 60 and 144. Even with this new stuff, but it's 60 frames plays good now, and TVs have advanced this thing. All TVs got 60, so you can play all this stuff on just about anything, 1080p, 4K, whatever the case may be, and get a full 60. I'm just so glad that the fake 120, 240 hertz that they were executing on these TVs is kind of being pushed to the wayside now. What was it? Motion, whatever, 220. What was it? The fake frames after 60 on the TVs back then. Motion something 240 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Where it does the trickery with your eyes and all that, and it was still horrible.
Yeah, I forgot. I
Motion
forgot. It's
rate
not really
120 or something. Motion something.
Yeah, it was something like that, but that has nothing to do with it. It was just like they said, the panel is whatever hertz it is, and that was kind of like marketing deceiving people and stuff like that. So people were thinking like, oh yeah, my TV does this, and no, your TV doesn't do that. Your TV really only do this and stuff. And then once people start to find out, they got really pissed off about it. But that's
they spend so much money on it.
No, I get it and stuff like that, but I think TV manufacturers now are getting it because because the thing is, they should have been got it. But I think the thing is that with HDMI 2.1 starting to be implemented more broadly now with these tech companies, these manufacturers like TVs and devices and stuff like that. Now I'm thinking it's being more accepted. But the thing is that I don't know why manufacturers are being so hesitant. They should have released because when HDMI 2.1 was announced, it was like 3-4, I think close to 4 years now, and the only TV manufacturer that tried to implement it was LG and Samsung, but it was only limited ports. It was probably like one HDMI port, but LG did I'm not saying they did a fantastic job, but they did a decent enough job to understand like, hey, this is going somewhere. And other manufacturers say, oh, we'll do it later or something like that. There's no demand for it. And LG took advantage of that, and Samsung took advantage of it too, because it's saying like, it's a lot of gamers out there. They don't want to just use a monitor. They want to use a bigger screen. And that's where they started to do it. And once they started seeing the sales of those TVs start to go up because of it, that's what you saw other manufacturers starting to follow suit like Sony is doing right now. Sony always be the slowest manufacturer that actually implement something like that. And I wish they would have been the first, but it is what it is. And so, but you have other manufacturers are doing it too. So it's kind of like it forced their hand to say, well, hey, we got to do it too. But we'll see and stuff. So demand is there. And we'll see what happens and stuff. So, but it's good news for Xbox and it's good news for PlayStation, because you see a lot of their games, they really going back and updating the graphics, just like how PlayStation doing with God of War. There's rumors is that they're going to do the same thing for Last of Us games, that they're going to update that to 60, 4K 60, and Xbox. Microsoft, there was rumors that has it that on like the newest games that came out, they saying that they their technology, like the RDNA 2, the AMD, and then their proprietary stuff that Microsoft have, they going back into other games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and there's potential that may add ray tracing to it and stuff. So that would be very interesting to see. And if they could do 4K 60 with that and add ray tracing to it, man,
that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they're going to take the route just like what you mentioned before, that how NVIDIA did the DLSS. So that's what I'm thinking what Microsoft is going to do, just like how PlayStation got the whole checkerboard rendering. I think that's what they're going to try to do to implement,
which is fine,
better ray tracing.
If I can't tell the difference, I'm fine with it.
That's the same thing for me too. If I can't tell the difference, I really don't care. And stuff like that. If it looks identical to native and stuff like that, by all means do it. If you able to do the checkerboard rendering or whatever the case may be, and you can add ray tracing to it, and I can't tell the difference between native 4K or checkerboard. I'm or dynamic 4K.
Just don't drop my frame rates. That's all I care about.
Don't drop my frame rates and give me my ray tracing. I'm good. I'm happy with it and stuff. So, but they like I say, they're trying different methods and stuff like that. They got a lot of tools that they're working on right now. So we'll see. It's just going to keep getting better and better and stuff. It's still new with this with the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. So there's so many things that they are trying to uncover right now. So like I said, it's great and stuff like that. So I know you got to talk about Halo, so go ahead.
No, the only thing is that with the whole Halo thing, they're getting a new map. from my understanding. I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's awesome and kind of iffy at the same time, because I mean it's a classic, and you're getting ready to add stuff and change stuff. But I mean, if people are demanding new content out of it, I mean, why not? If people are playing it like that, so we would have to see. But over a decade, after it's released, they're getting a new map. That's awesome in a sense to know that. I don't know the demand of it, so I really can't speak on it. But apparently, this people must be requesting something more out of this game. I mean, Halo 3 was a good game. I remember when Halo 3 came out, it was such a huge graphics bump from 2 to 3, and it was just amazing, and it played well, and so many of the features that you don't get in Halo 4 and Halo 5 are in Halo 3, like the dual wielding and stuff, that's in there, and the whole extra equipment package where you throw a grenade down, turns into a bubble, and all that stuff. You don't get all that stuff anymore in the new Halos. So people like it for that aspect of it. So I would have to check it out. I mean, I haven't played any. Man, I haven't played because I haven't been on Xbox. So I haven't played any Halo in the past couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so. So I guess I have to get. I think I have Master Chief Collection on the computer because I love playing that in higher frame rates. The Series X is good, but it just feels so much better on the PC, the older version. So I will have to check this out whenever I have to look more into it. Whenever they're doing this, whenever it comes out. You already know I'm a huge Halo fan. Can't wait for Infinite. I thought from my understanding, they were supposed to give out news every month. I haven't seen anything about 343.
Well, actually, they funny that you said that. They just came out with a video. They're saying that they still doing the monthly update, but they also was doing there was answering some Twitter questions too. So on their I forgot, it's Halo something. Their YouTube channel, they was answering. It just came out a couple days ago, where they was answering questions specifically about Halo Infinite, and so they was asking some questions about they talked about a little bit about the graphics, but they was trying to deter those questions and said wait and see. But they are working on some stuff. One question that came out, because I was watching it earlier today, when I got off work, and I thought was interesting is that some person asked a question about during the original demo of Halo Infinite in July showcase, they noticed that there was some damage on the Warhog, So the question that they was asking is that something to look forward to in the Halo Infinite game? And the designer said yes, and he said I can't go into too much detail, but expect that when you using any type of vehicles and you get and a vehicle gets shot, there is going to be damage to the vehicle. Like if they shoot the tire is going to go flat and drive a certain way. So it's not like how it's going to be on the previous Halo game when they shooting at you and your energy goes down and stuff. It's like they're actually going to show the actual damage of it and stuff. So like if you run somebody over and stuff, it is going to damage the vehicle depending on how you hit the person. And so there was just, he was like, but other than that, he said I can't give you any too much details. But another question that came in said, can I grapple someone in like the multi-player mode or match? And the person, the designer said, yeah, you can grapple someone while they're driving and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. So it's going to be real interesting. And they were saying too, like customization of weapons and stuff. They said they may be able to have that go into the main game. Depending on your customized character. They say they're working on some new tools right now, development tools to make sure to see if that will work. But they say it's no. They say that's something that they're still working on. They didn't say anything like as in details of if it's going to or if it's not. They say they're working on it and stuff. So, but from what I'm hearing from them, they hearing everyone's comments. They reading everybody's comments. So it's a good thing. They taking a lot of good feedback for Halo Infinite. So it's just I'm really looking forward to it and stuff. I think they're gonna, I'm not gonna wood. I think they're gonna do a really good job with this game. Long as they take the time that they need to make the game that they envision for us to play. That's kind of like my perspective and stuff. Yeah. So that's just me.
I'm patiently waiting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not going to speak on it really anymore. I'm done with being irritated.
No, it's good that we talk about it, but I mean, it's coming out in the fall and stuff. I'm hoping it comes out in the fall, but that hopefully all the stuff that was happening last year is resolved, like all the chaos that I was talking about with leadership and yada yada yada. Hopefully that's fixed and stuff, and hopefully now they are developing the game and getting everything that they want in the game and stuff like that. I just didn't want to have a half-baked game and then they'll say, oh, we about to add ray tracing later or we'll add the graphics later. I like I said, that would have been a mess to me because that would have turned me off because it was just like, oh, I mean, it's fun, but I kind of wish it was next year type game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a full-fledged, like full performance to the T first-party game. I think you're going to put a lot into it. And it's supposed to be the next Halo game for the next 10 years. So we will see how they execute that. I think that we're going to get some really good visuals from the pictures that we saw a couple months ago. If it looks like that, I'm happy.
If it looks like that, if it looks like that, I'm sold on the game. Like I said, whatever they need to do, just like I said, take their time, do whatever they need to do and stuff like that to polish this game to the best of its capability. I hope they utilize everything from the Xbox Series X hardware and stuff. Like I said, I want to feel like how we was looking at what was that that Black Myth game, that Monkey.
Black Myth Wukong, the Monkey King.
Black Myth, Monkey King. I want to be wild like that. That's how it's supposed to be. And you have a small development team who did that. So for Halo Infinite, we need to see something on that level. I think we need to see even something better than that. So it's kind of like, I really hope you
when you got hundreds of developers on one game and it takes a few years to do it, you better sure enough that it should be one of the top tier games. That's why I think we're going to get a lot out of it. We are. I think we are. So
I really hope we get the 4K 120 and stuff out of Halo Infinite. I don't know if it's going to be the campaign mode, but I'm hoping that we do. I hope we get the campaign and the multiplayer. I hope we get 4K 120. Like I said, it doesn't have to be native, but I hope it's close to native as possible. I hope we get ray I hope we get the whole thing. I hope we get the ray tracing. I hope we get everything known to man on this game. So
Yeah.
I really want to see everything pushed to the power. So
yep. Well, other than that, that's all I have for today.
Yeah, same here and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it and stuff. And like I said, check our channel out. Like I said, my name is Max Chambliss, so check my YouTube channel. So if you get a chance, subscribe to my channel. Same thing for Moandogg Gaming. He got his own channel as well. On Facebook and on YouTube too, and Twitch, and every single platform known to man.
And I haven't been able to manage none of it, man, with the whole new job and stuff. So it's everything's falling. Even my Facebook group, I haven't been able to update it. Like that. Usually that's where I put all the news and my polls and stuff on the Facebook group, and I haven't been able to interact on my Discord. It's just I've been busy, man. It's just been a lot. Then when I come home, it's like family time. Like today at work, came home, I had to do a few things with work at home, and then we started cooking and cleaning, and next thing you know, on the podcast. And normally I don't get ready for the podcast at the last minute, but it happened today.
Mm-hmm. So, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But I'm getting ready to cut this PlayStation on. I'm gonna play some Destruction All Stars and probably beat Resident Evil real quick. So if you want to hop in the chat, Max, if you're playing, be my guest.
All right. Yeah. We'll see and do that. So all right. I hope everyone have a good one.
All right. See you guys.